Cesc, you announced your retirement from playing last month. How has it been, that transition from being the player to the coach?
Well, it's been different. You have to prepare in other ways, but at the end of the day, it's the same. You want to do well, you want to give your all, you want to do it with passion, you want to win, you want to learn, you want to improve. That's always the key aspects of our jobs.
Has this, for you, always been a long-term ambition to become a manager? When did you realise in your playing career that this was going to be the next phase for you?
Well, I think it started during the confinement. We were in Monaco. The league in France, as you will remember, finished very, very early. So yeah, we had like 3-4 months at home where I started taking my B license. I started liking it, started talking to a lot of people, meeting a lot of people, and I loved it from the very early days. And yeah, at the beginning, I cannot tell you I was really thinking about it when I was younger, because we were playing so many games every 3 days. The demands are so high, and then when you have a bit of off time, you go to the national team. And with Spain, we were reaching always the later stages of the tournament. So when you have 2-3 weeks holiday, you just want to enjoy, and you don't really have time to think about anything else. But once I started doing it in early 2019, yeah, it's been non-stop.
Have you had time to reflect on your career in the last few weeks, and how will you use those experiences to take into your coaching and managerial career?
Well, I haven't had much time now because since I decided that I was going to retire, and the club offered me the opportunity to coach straight away here. I had to prepare everything for the pre-season. I try to always take it, in the most professional way, and it all comes natural for me. When I speak to the boys, when I prepare my things, my speeches, there's not really a lot that doesn't come from the inside and the moment. So yeah, I just try to take it, and all naturally.
The academy here has already produced players that have made the step up into the first team squad. From your perspective, how motivating is it, the potential to bring a player in, improve them, develop them, and take them to the next level? Is that what motivates you?
It's one of the reasons, 100%. That's one of the things that I'm looking forward to do. The first team, of course, when I was taking my A license last year, I was doing a lot of coaching with the boys. That some of them, as you well mentioned, 2 of them have signed professional contracts with the first team. So that makes us very, very proud. And now we have a very young new generation coming up, the one that I took over. And I see a lot of potential as well. As a team and as individuals, I think there's a lot of quality in it, and definitely one of the objectives will be that some of them can make it to the first team, 100%.
What's the biggest difference between being a player and a coach? Is it the long days?
Well, yeah, definitely the long days, but also there is so many things that you need to prepare, to organize, to analyze. Yeah, always little problems that come during the day, even 1 hour before training, when you have to readapt the session, maybe because someone is sick, someone has to go to the first team, some others maybe need to play a game with the under-17s because they are not getting the minutes with us. So yeah, there's always so many things to do, and to be fair, I'm loving every second.
We spoke to you when you first signed here a year ago. You're clearly very invested in this project. Is it everything you expected it to be?
Yes, it is everything I expected it to be. In a different way. I still expected to play 1 more season. After that, the biggest thing that I am so happy about, having made my retirement and started coaching, is that in the last couple of seasons, maybe because injuries, call it whatever it was, I was kind of losing a little bit that fire inside of me, maybe because I was always worried about, okay, how am I feeling today? Am I ready to play? Am I ready to give everything? So I was not really enjoying the moment. Then, now since day one, since I started coaching, all this fire is back. I'm on the sideline when we play games, and everything becomes competitive in the training sessions, when we do well, when we don't do so well. I feel that something has been brought back inside of me from my early days and throughout all my career, something that you don't realize it sometimes, but I had lost. So to have all this fire back and this passion and this emotion makes me very happy, because sometimes you don't realize how much you can miss it.
And is the fire there to become as successful as a manager as you were as a player?
That's what I'm here for. That's the main objective, 100%. But I just want to enjoy the ride. I want to enjoy the moment. There are stages for everything, and I think now I'm at the early stage where I'm learning so much. Have I got it in me? Time will tell. But in my mind, yes. What I'm feeling, as I said to you, it's something that I didn't feel now for some time, and 100% we will give it our best to be the best we can.
Because you said before that your long-term ambition is to become a manager in the Premier League. Is that still in your mind, in the back of your mind?
Yeah, 100%. I think the Premier League is the objective for me, because it's the biggest dream a coach can have. At least this is how I feel it. But as I said, stage one for now. Let's keep improving. Let's keep doing it, with the hunger and motivation that I am, and then the time will tell what comes for the future.
You've worked under some incredible managers. So, what kind of coach and manager will you be? Will you take a little bit, or which parts will you take from the managers that you've worked under?
Well, a little bit from everyone. They are all different, the coaches that I've had. I've had some of the best in history, and definitely it's something that, as I mentioned to you before, for me it comes naturally from experiences, from ideas, from other coaches. You call it whatever you want it, but the most important is that everything that I do it, for the best of the team, for the best of what I think it's right, and you do it with the right spirits.
Do you have a mentor, somebody that you would pick up the phone to and ask for advice?
I do have some people that I speak more than others, yeah, 100%. And the thing about me is that I love sharing content, I love sharing ideas, I love asking questions. I could be, yesterday I was talking to a person that, yes, I'm investing a lot of hours because I'm trying to do it as best as possible. And if I don't invest more hours, it's because I have a big family that, I need to be with at least sometime a day or a week. But yeah, otherwise, it's a non-stop thing that if you are not sometimes aware of the situation, it's like from 6:30 in the morning to 12 at night until you go to sleep. So it's a 24/7 job, and it's definitely different as it was when I was a player, because you finish your job at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and if you want, you are ready to go home, unless you want to just stay a little bit at the training ground to do your own things. But yeah, it's been fantastic so far.
Having been a top player, does that help you going into coaching and management, or does it make it more difficult because I guess there's an expectation?
Well, I don't really care about the expectation. I just want to take it, as I said to you, step by step, doing my own things. I believe so much in what I'm doing, in my beliefs, in my way of playing, my methodology that I'm creating, my ideas of football, my ideas of training. So, of course, there will always be things to improve, as there were when I was a player. So for a coach, even more, because I think every day you learn so much, because it's such a long day that you have to talk to so many people, you have to organize so many things, analyze so many teams, training sessions, individuals, that at the end of the day you learn so much more quicker than what you do when you are a player. And that's it. Expectations are there, to be expectations. It's about what you do and how you manage these expectations that will tell the outcome of the story.
And Thierry Henry, obviously involved here as well. Do you talk a lot about football, about management, about next steps?
Not a lot, but we do talk. I love how Thierry thinks football. I love how he thinks about football. He's been one of the best players in the history of this sport, and that tells you everything you need to know. And yeah, I like to pick up his brain and talk football with him every time we see each other or when we speak on the phone, because he's definitely someone that I look up to as a player when I was playing, and now as a coach, and definitely he's a good influence.
Is it very different, management, in different countries? You've played all over Europe, so have you had very different experiences with the different managers culturally and the way that they do things?
Yes, I think so, but it's not so much about the managers, it's more about the countries where you're playing. Yeah, there is definitely different cultures, different ideas, different habits, you know, and at the end of the day, it's up to the coach to manage all these habits that players have and just try to bring it into your own idea, methodology, try that the players can buy into what you're doing. And so far, I'm really happy about how it's going, and yeah, cannot wait to keep going.
Because chatting to you, it seems as though you don't want shortcuts, you want to do things properly and work your way, as you say, step by step to the very top.
Yeah, I realize that I'm very young, not just because I had a good career, you know, I'm entitled to think that I know absolutely everything. As I said, I'm very sure about myself in terms of I know what I want to do, but at the same time, I know there's so much learning to do, and that's why I start here. It's a great opportunity for me to also start in youth, you know, and see what it is like, because when I signed for Arsenal at 16, I skipped all of this as well as a player. I never went through this, so for me to understand, you know, how they think, what they do, how they prepare. Also, some of them here, for example, they've never analyzed their own training session or their games. So now when we do pre-match analysis of games, post-match analysis, sometimes when I speak to them, it's like, no, we've never done this before. So they are in Disneyland sometimes, and you see that their excitement about new things that we're trying to do, because obviously the club is growing. We're trying to do things, you know, professionally, the way that maybe these boys have not done before, and you know, it's a part as well of the club, you know, growing and trying to get bigger and bigger.
How do they react to you? One of the best midfield players of a generation, and you're their coach.
I don't know. We just try to play it, you know, very, very naturally. I don't like to talk too much about myself, because I don't think it's me. You know, I like to work on what I see and what I believe in, and on sometimes my experiences, without telling them, no, it's not about me. You know, it's just about things that I've lived or I experienced as a player. I try to accommodate it to them in the training session or in the message that I want to send. But as I said, you know, they are very young players with a lot of potential, and so far they bought into the idea, and that's all I can ask for.
You worked under Pep Guardiola, of course. He won the treble last season. Will you take a little bit from him, that relentless pursuit of success, even though he achieved so much last season? Do you think his personality now will be, let's go and do it again?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I remember this is one of the things, apart from what tactically and, you know, what I experienced with him as a player, I will always remember that first day coming into the training ground where he told me, okay, these boys just won the Champions League, they just won the league. I don't care. Everyone starts from zero today, you know, and I will always remember this message, because that proved to me and showed me that it doesn't matter what you've done. It's about what you will do today and what you will start doing tomorrow. So yeah, that was a really big lesson, and it's something that I try to definitely express to my players now.
Will he get a bigger challenge in the Premier League this season from Arsenal? Are they stronger? Will they compete for the title again, do you feel?
They will compete for the title again, 100%, but I do see Arsenal being stronger than last year. So yeah, I think they will push them even further. So if they want to win a title, I think it will take them even a harder job than what they did last year, which actually they did really well.
And how important will Declan Rice be, the big summer signing? It's your specialised position in the middle of the midfield. What do you make of that?
Fantastic. You can see that straight away, his personality, his quality, he already brings a new dimension to the team. And yeah, he was one of these players that he doesn't really need too much time to adapt to philosophy or to whatever they're doing because he's too smart. And as I said, he's got the personality to play for a very big club. I've been following him already for a few seasons at West Ham, and he could be a great leader for Arsenal.
Big changes at Chelsea, big investment in particular in the midfield with some huge transfer fees. Are they on the right track, or will it take more time?
It will take time. I definitely see what they're trying to do. A very young team, dynamic team, strong, powerful, ready to compete for the Premier League in a couple of years. And the names they've signed, the players they've signed are top quality. It's now about putting them together, letting them grow, letting them adapt to a new league. Like for example, Enzo Fernandez, he already had like half a season last year. He'll grow this year. Caicedo, who's a top player, strong and with quality, having been coached by a great manager like De Zerbi. So it's also lots of positive in there, and maybe not this year, you never know, but definitely from this year, next year, I think they will be ready to start competing again.
And one young English midfielder, Jude Bellingham, has just moved to Spain. He's already had a fantastic start. Yeah. I just wonder, how highly do you rate him?
I rate him highly, yeah, because again, a little bit like Declan Rice, he's got the personality, the quality, 100%. But he's one of these players that I can see that whatever they did yesterday, tomorrow they will want to do better, and they are very hard and harsh on themselves. You can see that sometimes when their performance is not at the level required, you can feel that they are disappointed at that next game. They always try to do that extra bit, so that is always a good quality to have, that when you haven't had your best game, it hurts inside, and tomorrow you always try to be the better player. And all these players that we're talking about, young players, have it, and the future definitely, especially these 2-3 players that we spoke about, it's going to be really good.
And is there one player from the current Premier League era that Cesc Fabregas, the manager, would like to have in his team?
Era, you mean?
Currently,
from now? It's difficult to say. I mean, I'm a big fan of Odegaard at Arsenal, Bernardo Silva at Man City, all these type of players that, that every year they keep growing. It's something that I identify myself with a lot, because that shows a lot about what, their character is. But yeah, I could tell you a lot. The Premier League is the best league in the world. It's improving a lot each year, and it's harsh to just say 1, 2, 3 because there's so many. I just enjoy football, and I enjoy top players.